It's not all about the Benjamins, but it's nice to have some Benjamins. $2,400. Side note, this whole bumping game can get pretty dicey sometimes. I have like one freaking rule. All right, that's a complete lie. I have like a million different rules. But I have like one main rule that I always stick by. For some reason, this time I didn't. And it cost me $2,400. All right, let me find a better place to talk to you. Be right back. Okay, so it's true. I have a lot of rules whenever I travel, but one of the biggest ones is to always fly carry-on only. There's a ton of reasons why I do this. It's just a heck of a lot easier. I'm in Ireland right now in Galway. There's like cobblestone streets everywhere. Way easier to carry a backpack or two than have some rolling luggage or some giant ass bag to run around with. I always have everything on me. I always have my tech gear on me. I never have to worry about anything getting lost. Tons of great reasons. But the number one reason is because of bumps. I have been studying how to get bumped for a couple of years now, trying to get bumped, putting myself at the counter to see if these planes needed my spot so that they could compensate me for that spot. It's a huge game that travel hackers play. If you find yourself in the right position, you can get a couple $100, you can get a couple $1,000. People have gotten up to $10,000 by being bumped. You may not know this, but anytime you lose your seat on a flight, even if you voluntarily let them give your seat to somebody else, you are entitled to compensation. If it's an hour or two change, you're gonna get a couple $100. If it's 4 hours plus, you can get twice that much, up to 400% of your ticket. If it's more than that, more than 8 hours or a day change, you're gonna get a hotel. You're gonna get potentially thousands of dollars if you play the game right. But you gotta play the carry-on only game to put yourself in the best position for this. So I'm getting ready to fly out of Charlotte, and I'm like, you know what? This is gonna be a long flight over to Europe. I gotta fly to Toronto, then I gotta fly over to Ireland. You know, I'm just gonna check my bag because I got a free check bag. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Get through my first flight, get to Toronto, chilling out, waiting for the next flight. Not even thinking about getting bumped because I checked my bag. I know that that's gonna cause a problem. Sure enough, they're calling my zone number and they yell out over the loudspeaker, we need 3 people to volunteer their seat. The bidding starts at $2,400. $2,400 for me to hang out in Toronto for a night and lose $25 on my hostel in Dublin. It's not all about the Benjamins, but it's nice to have some Benjamins. So I'm in line getting ready to scan my passport because I'm like, hey, I'm out of luck. I got a checked bag. That's not gonna work. But I asked the guy, I say, hey, I got a checked bag, but I'm really flexible. He's like, well, step aside, talk to this nice lady, and let's see what we can make happen. We're talking, she says, do you got a checked bag? I said, yeah, it's checked. She's like, well, let's see what we can do. 2 or 3 more people start walking up. 4 or 5 more people start walking up. Sure enough, she starts asking around, and there's 3 people that do not have checked bags. By the time we figure that all out, she's shoving them off into different flights. They're getting their $2,400 compensation, and she looks at me and says, you can go ahead and board your flight now. Side note, this whole bumping game can get pretty dicey sometimes. So I go to get on my flight, stand there for 10 minutes just wallowing in my own pity because I just lost out on $2,400. Let's put that into perspective a little bit. This trip is a 10-week trip. Number one, I travel hacked this flight. For 60,000 miles and $100, I'm flying from Charlotte to Dublin, hanging out in Dublin for 2 weeks, and then finishing that flight in Budapest, meandering my way over to Paris, and then flying back to Charlotte, all for 60,000 miles and $100. My budget for this trip that I'm planning on spending is, let me see, carry the one, about $2,400. The crazy thing is I packed to be carry-on only. Like, I didn't have to check that bag. I had a friend literally last week, Jackie, I see you out there. She's hanging out in Charlotte. She's getting ready to fly out. She's on the bump game on her phone. She goes to the airport. Sure enough, she calls me an hour later. She's like, I just got $575 and a $25 meal voucher for getting bumped. Came back to the bar. We drank for the rest of the night. $2,400. So here's the thing. I'm not going to be defeated by this. This is just another chance for me to live and learn, be my own experiment. Bring it to you and be like, look, don't make the same mistakes that I've made. You want to do yourself a favor, get in this bumping game. Number one, fly carry-on only. Look, most of the time, 6 hours, 8 hours it's no skin off your back, but if you can get $200, $400, $1,000, $2,400, hell, $5,000 in your pocket, you're gonna make do with missing a little bit of your vacation because you just pocketed 2 or 3 more vacations down the road. So start flying carry-on only, get there early, go to the counter, tell them you're willing to be bumped depending on the compensation, hang around that counter area, and when the time comes, hopefully you'll be next in line to get a cash payout, and you'll do better than I did. So let me know if you've ever rocked the bump game. Let me know in the comments what you got. If you decide to start doing it, come back here, let me know later on. And yeah, I'm gonna go have a couple pints, drown out a little bit of sorrow. On to Galway. All right, hit the subscribe button. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.